John chapter 7, 40 through 52 says, "When the crowds heard him say this, some of them declared, 'Surely this man is the prophet we've been expecting.' Others said, 'He is the Messiah.' Still others said, 'But he can't be. Will the Messiah come from Galilee? For the scripture clearly states that the Messiah will be born of the royal line of David in Bethlehem, the village where King David was born.' So the crowds were divided about him. Some even wanted him arrested, but no one laid a hand on him. When the temple guards returned without having arrested Jesus, the leading priests and Pharisees demanded, 'Why didn't you bring him in?' 'We have never heard anyone speak like this,' the guards responded. 'Have you been led astray too?' the Pharisees mocked. 'Is there a single one of us rulers or Pharisees who believes in him? This foolish crowd follows him, but they are ignorant of the law. God's curse is on them.' Then Nicodemus, who had met with Jesus earlier, spoke up. 'Is it legal to convict a man before he is given a hearing?' he asked. They replied, 'Are you from Galilee too? Search the scriptures and see for yourself. No prophet ever comes from Galilee.'" Here we see there's a lot of division among the Jews on who Jesus is. It's similar to Matthew 16 when Jesus said to his disciples, "Who do men say that I am?" Remember, the disciples said back, some say John the Baptist, some say a prophet, some say Elijah, some say Jeremiah. And then Jesus said, "Who do you say that I am?" And Peter said, "You are the Christ, the Son of the living God." But in John 7, there was all these different views. Remember, some said, in verse 40, some said, "He's the prophet we've been expecting." Others said, "He's the Messiah." Others said, "He can't be because he came from Galilee." But the scripture says that the Messiah is going to come from Bethlehem. But what they didn't know is that Jesus actually was born in Bethlehem. According to Micah 5:2, that's the prophecy that talks about Bethlehem. And if you read it's not in the book of John, but in the Matthew and Luke, it talks about how Jesus was born in Bethlehem. So the crowd is divided about him, but some wanted him arrested, but no one even had the guts to lay a hand on him. When the Pharisees found out that the temple guards didn't arrest Jesus, they were mad and said, "Why didn't you arrest Jesus? You were supposed to, arrest him or do something if he's out in public like this." But what's happening is they're fearing the people. They don't want to. They're also amazed at who Jesus is, but they're fearing being hated by the people because Jesus was gaining so much support at this time. What's really cool, too, is all the Pharisees are kind of bashing Jesus and saying the crowd's under a curse, but Nicodemus kind of stands up for Jesus and says, "Man, you can't condemn him or convict him or call him wrong without first giving him a hearing." And Nicodemus gets some hate on that. But remember, Nicodemus met with Jesus in John chapter 3, and he's actually convinced, most likely, that Jesus is the Son of God. And if you look at the end of the book of John, Nicodemus helps Jesus out in his burial. So Nicodemus was a follower of secret for the fear of the Jews.